From the People Mover, we're now going on a wild ride this Saturday in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, 106 Bergen Avenue, as Pro Wrestling Magic presents none other than Smiley's Wild Ride. What's up? This is episode number 9 of the Indy Perspective. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? My name is Raymond Sanchez, and I represent the Respect the Craft podcast. This is episode number 9 of the Indy Perspective, where I look to give you previews, breakdowns of all upcoming indie events in not only the tri-state area, but in indie wrestling in general. And today we are talking about an event that is very special, as it is going to feature the namesake of the show is one of my best friends, as it's going to be Smiley's Wild Ride. Pro Wrestling Magic is bringing you this event this Saturday, February the 26th, live from Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, 106 Bergen Avenue, the Knights of Columbus there. And this is going to be a great event. Let's talk a little bit about where you can get your tickets and where you can watch if you unfortunately cannot make it live. So, if you want to get your tickets for this event, you can go to ticketleap.com/pro/wrestling/magic/presents/smiley/wild/ride. Or you can go to ticketleap.com, search in Pro Wrestling Magic. You can find your tickets there as well. Also, you can go to the Pro Wrestling Magic Facebook page, and link will be there for you as well. Also, this will be streamed on IWTV, so you're definitely going to want to go check that out. They do give you the option of replays after a few days as well. So definitely this is going to be an event you're going to want to rewatch over and over and over again. The doors will be opening at 5:45 p.m. with a pre-show beginning at 6 p.m. So again, always make it there early because you never know what you can see on an event like this. The main show, or as we say, the bell time, will begin at 7 p.m. So again, make it there early though. Make it that 5:30ish. Get there for the pre-show and for the doors, and then watch the whole night of amazing action. So let's get into this amazing card here that I can't wait to talk about. So let's jump into it. We're gonna start off with a it's gonna be a flight or fight match. That's weird. Usually it's fight or flight. This one is flight or fight. Here we go. Because we're going to be talking about Gabriel Sky. Gabriel Sky, a great competitor. I love Gabriel Sky. I've been lucky to get to see his rise in the independents and see from his early days of training to now being one of the namesakes. And again, he's that guy that does that. He's fight or flight mentality. And in a matchup that's like this, that's flight or fight, I know he's going to rise to the occasion. Last month at Pro Wrestling Magic, he put on an amazing first time ever matchup with Dante Leone. I can imagine this is going to be another great contest here, as he'll be taking on the returning Desmond Cole. Desmond Cole, on the last Indy Perspective, I talked about, I couldn't wait to see him back in action. He returned this past weekend to the wrestling ring, and now is back at Pro Wrestling Magic and going to be in his second match back in professional wrestling. This is great to see. I can't wait to see what Desmond and Gabriel Sky bring to each other this Saturday, because it's going to be, again, that fast-paced action. It's a reason Pro Wrestling Magic has called this flight or fight for a reason. I can't wait to see who is going to Sky. Who's going to go to the Sky first? Will it be Gabriel Sky? Will it be Desmond Cole? And what moves is Desmond going to do this Saturday to try to get that upper hand on Gabriel Sky? And I'm not just talking about wrestling moves. I'm talking about those flashy dancing moves there, because you can see it right here. Look at what Desmond Cole is doing in that graphic. Like, again, he is no stranger to breaking out those dance moves as well. Again, I can't do much. I'll try to do a little bit of, but I can't do it. Then we'll leave it to Desmond. But again, this is going to be a great matchup. I can't wait to see it this Saturday. Next up, let's talk about the Dark Arts Championship. This one is not going to be any fun and games. This is going to be a fight, as a member of the Goons himself, Killian McMurphy, the winner of last year's ECWA Super 8 tournament, is coming to Pro Wrestling Magic once again, as he'll be coming with Big Dust. Big Dust, he with Big Dust in his corner, it's always that advantage because Big Dust is not afraid to do whatever it takes, whatever trickeries or whatever little things they have to do to get the upper hand. And when you're in a matchup for that Dark Arts Championship with Everett Cross, the god of drivers himself, when he picks those rules, this might come into an advantage for Big Dust and Killian McMurphy. But the god of drivers knows how to give himself the upper edge with these stipulations for that Dark Arts Championship. So we'll have to wait and see. Also, I want to see what drivers will he bring into his arsenal this Saturday. What is he going to do to Killian McMurphy? What will he possibly do to Big Dust? Because I know Everett Cross is not going to let Big Dust slide if he tries to get his nose involved in this. So we're going to have to wait and see what the champion is going to do. Everett Cross has stated now that he's won that championship back, he is not losing that. That's when you think of the Pro Wrestling Magic Dark Arts Championship, you think of Everett Cross. You think of the man that he had that first amazing reign with the championship, even bringing back the original design of that championship when he originally won it again. So a matchup like this, it's going to again be not even just a regular matchup. This will be a fight on Saturday. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. Again, get your tickets now at ticketleap.com. Also, you're going to want to check out the stream, IWTV, and this is going to be great. Next up, let's talk about some women's action as the Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Championship will be on the line as Jordan Blade defends against Little Mean Kathleen. And one of the last times I talked about Little Mean Kathleen, unfortunately I didn't get to see what she would do in that hardcore environment. But I got to see a little more after that. I got to see few more clips and a few more matches, and she is a little mean, and she might be a little more than just a little mean with what she can do in that ring, especially when it's for a prize like this for that Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Championship. The history is very long of that championship. The champions have been amazing. The current champion, Jordan Blade, another amazing athlete. I can't wait to see what she's going to do to make sure she walks out of the Pro Wrestling Magic Kingdom this Saturday with that championship. These two are going to do whatever it takes, put everything on the line, and that's what you want to see out of champions. So I'm looking forward to see what these two do on Saturday. Again, when championship gold is added to the mix, this is already on just putting these two athletes against each other. They are both great. Both are amazing at what they do and are going to kill it. You add a prize to it. You add the championship. It's another level of just intensity you're going to add to this between both Little Mean Kathleen and Jordan Blade. So again, this is a matchup to look out for. I always say the women's championship match is always one of those matches that I feel like it doesn't get its respect. It doesn't get its due. And this is another one that I feel like, again, don't sleep on this matchup. Definitely, this could be a show stealer right here. This could be a match of the night candidate right here. So definitely check out Little Mean Kathleen and Jordan Blade's Women's Championship matchup this Saturday. Next up, we're going to talk about the Haas Fight Invitational Scramble. Now, last night on the Respect the Craft podcast, I got to talk to Prolific. So I got to talk to Tyree Taylor about his thoughts on the Haas Fight Invitational. If you want to hear his thoughts, go check out the podcast. It was a great conversation with all three members of Prolific, Tyree Taylor, Marcus Marquis, and Isaiah Wolf. But now, let me give you a little bit of my thoughts going into this kind of matchup here. Because you have Tyree Taylor. You have Vargas, a destroyer. You have Colossal Mike Law. And you have Steve Benya. But then you also add to the mix Adam No Longer Pain. You now add to the mix Adam Kerr. No more gimmicks. No more names. Adam Kerr is all business and is looking to dominate professional wrestling. He looks to now show what his military training, what everything he's done, why he is going to be a just monster in that ring. And when you add that to this, I don't know if the ring's going to be able to hold all this. It's a scramble, so we might not see all these men at once in the ring, because I don't think it would be able to handle just the ferociousness of all these. And then you're also adding a mystery man. Who could that mystery man be in that Haas fight Invitational Scramble? Because you think about it, could it possibly a former Pro Wrestling Magic champion? Could we see the return of Dan Moth to the Kingdom? Could we see the return of AC Baby to Pro Wrestling Magic? Those are some Haas's right there. Could we see the debut of another Haas? Who knows? Who could potentially enter this Haas fight on Saturday? We'll have to wait and see, and I'm looking forward to it, because a matchup like this, it's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be insane. Let's go into a next matchup here. Some more gold on the line, as it will be the Junior Heavyweight Championship, as the Brooklyn Outlaw Donovan defends his Junior Heavyweight Championship here against Love Doug. Love Doug is looking to bring his love to all of you this Saturday. Love Doug, he is Valentine's Day all year around. He wants to give you guys a little more of that love touch this Saturday at Pro Wrestling Magic. It's Smiley's wild ride, but he's going to bring you the ride of love, and he's going to look to make that junior heavyweight division his with his love. But the Outlaw Donovan, I don't know if he's going to be into the love. I think he's more of a businessman. He's more of do what he has to do in that ring and walk out. And when his championship's on the line, he's shown why he does what he does. Again, him and the team of the Hispanos Unidos, they aren't about playing around. They're about doing what it takes to get those wins and continue to show why they're the dominant faction in Pro Wrestling Magic. So if I'm Love Doug and I'm trying to make an impact on this debut here at Smiley's Wild Ride, I'm not going to take Donovan lightly. So, but again, if I'm Donovan as well, I got to be careful, because Love Doug is also, he's made his name around the Indies. He isn't no slouch either. Again, he's about love, but when it comes to that squared circle, he can do what he has to do. So, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Again, IWTV, check it out. Also, get your tickets now, ticketleap.com. But let's go into this one. This matchup here, this one's going to be interesting, because Steve Off and Adam Raymond were the best of friends. They were brothers in arms. They were as close as real brothers. And you add the element of being a tag team for so long. You add what they've done. They've gone up and down the roads, take towns, done whatever it takes to be one of the best tag teams in the tri-state area. You add that frustration of maybe not making it to where they wanted to make it, not getting those wins when it counted. And Alex Raymond deciding, you know what? He's going to take him down. He's going to stab his own brother in the back. And that's what Alex Raymond did to Steve Off. In the Chad Adams Memorial Battle Royal, Alex Raymond, again, was able to strike, and him and Steve Off weren't able to finish what they wanted to finish. Unfortunately for Alex Raymond, fortunately for Alex Raymond, he is not here. He is in Germany. He is an excursion trying to get I guess his level of just tenacity and his style to the next level. So Steve Off, unfortunately, was left without an opponent, and the Preacher decided that he wanted to get involved in this. He feels his old friend Steve Off is not where he needs to be to face a killer like Alex Raymond. Raymond, sorry. He doesn't feel that Steve Off has that killer instinct anymore. He thinks he's soft. He's gotten soft here. So when you think about that, when you think about when you tell someone that they're going soft, and this is supposed to be, again, they're friends as well. The relationship between Preacher and Steve Off, and Phineas James himself, the Preacher, he said he looks to bring it out of him at Smiley's Wild Ride. So we get to this matchup now on Saturday. And the promo Steve Off put for this show, he talked about when it happens, when that gong goes, when the bell rings, he is no longer the Preacher's friend. Steve Off is going to just get into that gear. And I'm afraid for Phineas James. I'm afraid for the Preacher here. Because when you're a man that is looking at one target, because that's what Steve Off is at. He's in the target of going for Alex Raymond. He's going to try to run through Preacher. Now, on the other hand, again, the Preacher is no slouch. Preach has been in this business for decades. He knows how to play the mind game. And if you think about this, Steve Off is worried about Alex Raymond. He's worried about getting to his old tag team partner here. So if you think about that, this gives the Preacher the opportunity now to take advantage of that. Play those mind games. Steve Off isn't going to be 100% in this matchup. That could easily get Preacher that 1, 2, 3. Will Steve Off make a mistake in this matchup? Again, this is one of those expect the unexpected. You never know what could happen this Saturday. So again, tune in, IWTV, get your tickets because you're going to want to be in the building for this. Again, there's a lot of history here. The matches like this, when it's emotion driven and it's goal driven there, it's great because you know you're going to see both men put the best that they can in there. Let's keep it going here, because now we're going to talk about the Pro Wrestling Magic World Tag Team Championships, as it's going to be the team of Hispanos Unido, Trey Felipe, and the good guy, Azrael, taking on Prolific and Marcus Marquis and Isaiah Wolf. The team of Smiley and Elijah Eden. Here we go. Smiley now is in this matchup here, which again we have to talk about that in a little bit because Smiley had some things to say about this matchup, but we'll get into that in a little bit. And last but not least, Zach Amico returns to Pro Wrestling Magic as he'll have his monster, Lou Bruno, El Oso Blanco. However, who will be Lou Bruno's partner? So we got to talk about that. So first, we have to talk about Smiley is not too happy with him being in the tag title match. Also, he's a little ticked off about being given his matchup in the last week before the show. It's his show. They named it Smiley's Wild Ride. Smiley thought by now he would be given the championship match he feels he deserves, as he was basically, the championship was stolen from Smiley by El Oso Blanco Bruno. And not only that, but ferociously Bruno attacking not only Smiley, GM Shane Fair, Mama Trixie, and even the god of drivers himself, Everett Cross. So, and El Oso Blanco, he lost his championship, unfortunately being injured. He couldn't defend. So Smiley feels ticked off here. He feels he should have been a part of the main event for this show. He feels he should have been in the world championship matchup, but he is in the tag title matchup. And not only that, he's facing not one, not two, but three different teams. As you have Hispanos Unidos, Prolific, and then Lou Bruno, the same man that has had this vendetta against Smiley, and then a mystery partner. So now we wonder, what will Smiley do? And now he's bringing Project Chaos. It's him and Elijah Eden. Elijah Eden has been training under Smiley. He's been learning the ways of the Psycho. And both are great. This team is a great combination. So I would not be surprised if they walk out your Pro Wrestling Magic Tag Team Champions. This is going to be one you are not going to want to miss. Again, you have the mystery element. Last night on the Respect the Craft podcast, I talked to Prolific about this, and they're looking to walk out champions. They're looking to make their debut here in Pro Wrestling Magic and walk out with the gold. Their first night in and walk out as champions. But you can't count out the team of Azrael and Trey Felipe. As Azrael, a veteran of the game, he's another one that's been tenured. Azrael, a ROH original. Azrael, a Jersey All-Pro legend. Azrael in the tri-state area. You can't talk about wrestling and not mention Azrael as one of the true OGs. And then you have the young upstart here with Trey, and it's a great mix because you have the future, you have the legend. It's a great mix, and I feel like that could be what takes them to some championship gold. This is a matchup. It's really a toss-up. You don't know who could possibly walk out champion this Saturday. Me, I'm a little biased. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see Smiley and Elijah Eden walk out tag team champions. I would love for Smiley's demand to be heard, because Smiley will love to not only see me do what I'm doing right now, and that's be behind the mic for the podcast, but he wants me to be behind the mic on Saturday for commentary. He would love for me to be able to talk on the show on IWTV. So you guys let Pro Wrestling Magic know. Would you like to see a little bit of respect come into that commentary team? Because that's what Raymond Sanchez brings. I respect the craft, and I am one of the many few that truly show that respect for a business like this. So again, I would be honored to be, even if it's just for this match alone. I would love to call it. I would be unbiased, Pro Wrestling Magic. I can be unbiased. I can talk about this matchup because again, I know all the members involved. Like I said, I give Azrael his respect because he is one of the OGs. Trey Felipe, I love seeing Hispanos Unidos because again, as a fellow Hispanic, it's great to see our culture be showcased like this. Like I said, Prolific, I had them on last night. We'll definitely be having them on in the future on the podcast. They're a great faction. And the tag team of Marcus Marquez and Isaiah Wolf, I got to give them credit where credit is due. They're doing their thing and killing it and making waves. Like I said, Smiley and Elijah Eden, those are two great guys right there. Smiley, one of my brothers. But again, I can call it down the middle. Lou Bruno, he is a monster. I give him his due. He is a genuine monster. There's a lot of guys that call themselves monster because they're big, but no. Lou Bruno, you see his size. He legit is a monster. He looks the part. He is the part. And then you add Zach Amico, that mindset that he adds something else to Lou Bruno. He brings it out of him. And then I can only wonder who they bring as their partner. We'll have to wait and see. But again, Pro Wrestling Magic, let me know. I'm available Saturday. But we'll wait and see. I'll let them control my narrative here. But these two guys don't allow anyone to control theirs. They say you should control your own narrative. We're going to talk about Vinny Pacifico versus EC3. This matchup is so big. This matchup is going to be so insane. There's two graphics for this matchup. There's two versions of this graphic because this is going to be a matchup that I don't know if we're ready for. EC3 has created this movement. He has created something so different of the Control Your Narrative movement. He really wants to get people to understand why they should be the ones writing their own story. Why they should be the ones that say how their story ends. Don't allow someone to say who they are or say what they're supposed to do. And I can agree with that. I like that idea. But he's started to influence so many that he influenced Vinny Pacifico. It's bringing another side of the kid that we once knew. We've always said don't count Vinny out. And I don't know if Vinny ever counted himself out, but now, if you've seen the promo he just put out recently for this matchup, I don't think Vinny Pacifico is the same kid we once knew. I don't think he's a kid anymore. I don't think Vinny Pacifico is the same Vinny Pacifico we saw at the last Pro Wrestling Magic show. Or at any Pro Wrestling Magic show. Or at any show at all. The Vinny Pacifico we're going to see this Saturday in RidgeField Park is what EC3 has almost manifested here. He's put this out into the world about how you should treat yourself and how you should think and how you should work. And Vinny Pacifico has taken that to heart and has decided that for this challenge, because again, he went toe-to-toe with Davey Richards and it was an insane bout. But I think that even made another gear go on and it switched for Vinny Pacifico. If you saw, he shaved his head. This is no joke on Saturday for Vinny Pacifico. But then you add EC3, a world champion in multiple locations. A man that, again, he's created this movement. He has a way to get into your psyche. I don't know what could happen on Saturday. I don't know if they end up... I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. With EC3, you never know what could possibly happen because you never know if he's coming alone. You never know if he's bringing more of the movement with him. And you don't know by the end of this, will Vinny Pacifico be fighting EC3? Or will he be standing alongside him? This is a matchup that, hey, if I'm in the crowd for that, I might want to pledge my allegiance to the Control Your Narrative. Like, this movement, I get it. I would love to talk to EC3 about it. EC3, if you're hearing this, come on the podcast. Let's talk a little more. Because I would love to hear a little more from the mindset of EC3. Because we've heard what other people have said about it. I would love to hear his thoughts. I want him to control the narrative of what Control Your Narrative is. But again, let's talk about the main event here. As we have the Pro Wrestling Magic World Heavyweight Championship on the line in a 4-way matchup here. This matchup comes with controversy, as Darius Carter feels that this matchup is unfair, unjust, and shouldn't be happening at all. As on the last show, Darius Carter decided to cash in the keys to the kingdom and become your new Pro Wrestling Magic Heavyweight Champion. And he did just that. He became champion and defeated Erica Lee. Darius Carter has stated he has defeated Erica Lee. He has defeated Billy Dixon in the past. He has defeated Jay George. He says, why is it that 3 competitors that he has defeated in the past are being granted with not only a main event spot, but why are they being granted a title match in this occasion? And even again, Smiley has talked about it. He wants to be a part of this matchup. Even the competitors in it are saying they want their one-on-one. And Darius Carter, he's the all-father. He's wrestling Rich's prize for a reason. He knows his worth, and he is showing how good he is in that ring, because look what he has done this year alone. Currently holding the Pro Wrestling Magic Heavyweight Championship, the Recombination Championship, for more than a year's time. He's going on to, I believe, almost 3 years as World Champion. The Warriors of Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. The Catalyst Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, that not only did he win that championship against the likes of Colby Carino, but defended it against the current reigning and defending Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Champion, Josh the Goods Woods. Darius Carter also holding the highest prestige in Paris is Bumping. Darius Carter is also going to be in the ECWA Super 8 tournament. A tournament with so much prestige, so much lineage, and to think in a month's time, we could be talking about your winner of the Super 8 tournament. So Darius Carter knows what he brings to the table. So he's flaunting that and saying, what have these 3 done to be in a 4-way matchup? What have these 3 done to face him? And again, Darius Carter has those accomplishments, but you can't discredit the great talent in this 4-way. Because Billy Dixon is an amazing athlete. Billy Dixon is a great talent. Truly one of the most entertaining out there. Truly someone that when he is in a matchup, you have to go see Billy Dixon. You have to see what Billy Dixon brings to the table, what he does for professional wrestling. Billy Dixon has killed it. And I can't wait to see what happens this Saturday. Because maybe that one more shot is all Billy needs to become your next world champion. So I'm looking forward to that. But you also add a former Pro Wrestling Magic heavyweight champion in Erica Lee. Erica is not happy about losing her championship at the last show. She's definitely not. She's going to be gunning for Darius because they're both a part of that Super 8. So again, as much as Darius Carter can be throwing that around, Erica can also. She's a part of that. She is a great talent. She's going in there. And it's going to be a fight. Erica Lee is not walking out of Pro Wrestling Magic without winning what says is rightfully hers once again. Jay George, the term unpredictability is thrown around a lot in independent wrestling. But Jay George is truly the definition of unpredictable. It's not just a nickname for him. Jay George is truly an unpredictable talent because you never know what incarnation, what style he's bringing to that ring, and you never know what he will do. Because he could also bring out that fast-paced style. He can go into the ring work and technical style. And he's always working on his craft that he looks to make this a movie. He looks to make it a motion picture. And what he looks to do at Smiley's Wild Ride is get his time in the shine. He wants to fully end this in a climax in the big screen and end this with the credit saying, your new world champion, Jay George. Could this happen? Could this happen on Saturday? Again, this is another matchup that you never know what could happen. You don't know who could possibly be walking out this Saturday, February the 26th, 106 Bergen Avenue, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Again, you're going to want to be there live. Get your tickets, ticketleap.com. Again, the card is insane. Look at this poster right here. Look at the talent right there. If you can't make it in person, IWTV, a great service. Get it. Be ready to watch. Get your popcorn. Get your beverages. Get whatever you need to be comfortable and enjoy a night of amazing talent and amazing action. Get your tickets now. Ticketleap.com/Pro Wrestling Magic Smiley's Wild Ride. Go to the Facebook page. Go to the Instagram. Go to the Twitter. Go follow them for all the updates as well. Links are going to be in the description down below. Guys, let's go through the card one more time here. Flight or Fight, Gabriel Sky versus Desmond Cole. The Dark Arts Championship, Killian McMurphy with Big Dust will be challenging Everett Cross. The Women's Championship, Little Mean Kathleen challenges Jordan Blade. The Haas Fight Invitational Scramble as Tyree Taylor, Vargas, Adam Kerr, Steve Pena, and Mike Law will be going at it. And that's going to be, again, Colossal Mike Law, Steve Pena coming off of that AEW, those matches in Dark and Dark Elevation. Great to see. We're going to see the Junior Heavyweight Championship, Donovan defending against Love Doug. Again, this is going to be a fight, but you're going to see that love be all across Ridgefield Park. The Richie Rotten Classic as Steve Off and Preacher go head to head. You're truly not going to want to miss that. The World Tag Team Championships on the line as Hispanos Unidos Prolific, Smiley and Elijah Eden, a.k.a. Project Chaos, Lou Bruno with Zach Amico with a tag team partner that's still to be announced, or you'll see it on Saturday. Might be a surprise till then. You never know. Control Your Narrative. This Saturday, it goes to head. EC3 will make his Pro Wrestling Magic debut. And will we see a new Vinny Pacifico at Pro Wrestling Magic this Saturday? Again, I still don't know what to say about this one, and I still don't know what we're going to see. So definitely stay tuned to that. And then, like I said, last but not least, it is going to be for the Pro Wrestling Magic World Heavyweight Championship. Is going to be Darius Carter defending against Billy Dixon, Jay George, and Erica Lee. Once again, guys, my name is Raymond Sanchez. This has been episode number 9 of the Indy Perspective on the Respect the Craft podcast here. Please go out, enjoy some indie wrestling, go have fun, enjoy the amazing event that Pro Wrestling Magic is bringing to you. You might see me there, you might see me behind the mic and talking amazing stuff about the show. So definitely stay tuned. Again, go get your tickets, ticketleap.com. Go to IWTV and get your stream now. And again, support independent wrestling, support Pro Wrestling Magic, and we'll be back with some more amazing stuff on Respect the Craft. As always, be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, and as always, respect the craft. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!